Anyway, topic number 2.
Okay.
So staying on the Star Wars train, there was also a new trailer released. Well, actually, it was leaked. The first trailer was of Battlefront 2. There was like a teaser leaked trailer which got out onto the internet.
What did you think of Battlefront 1? Not number 1, I mean the remake.
The remake, which was released on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah.
Was it released on PC?
I don't know. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, no, to be honest, it was lacking. It was more of a casual player's first-person shooter. It was kind of a drop-in, drop-out game. You didn't play it for long. It was good fun as a Star Wars fan service, but it wasn't very entertaining for a long period to play.
Do you know what I saw that whole game as, to me?
What?
A tech demo.
It was visually gorgeous, though.
That's what I mean. They've shown the tech off. They can make a really good graphical game with a really good sounds. Mm-hmm. But it didn't have any depth. I was bored after like an hour.
Unfortunately, well, I actually went on it last night just to
Really?
to see what changes, and they've actually added a section which would have been really good at launch, just for like if me and you were playing or if anybody else were playing. They actually have a 2-player skirmish mode now. You know, before they had the 2-player co-op where you have waves of enemies and you just shoot them and that's it. You can actually play the Walker Assault now in 2-player mode and split screen. You can't play online, I don't think.
No.
But you can play just that. If you want to just play, we just want to both fly around in X-Wings.
Well, that's pretty cool.
You can do that. And I was really impressed by that. That should have been out at launch.
I'm glad they've added that in. Like the first original Battlefront, which I know a completely different game. I love the ability where you could just do what you want versus AIs.
Well, I'll tell you what, once we've done the show, if you've got a bit of time, I'll show you it.
All right.
And it's split screen as well, which is good.
The new one, Battlefront 2,
Yep.
has got a story, which is good.
Tell you what, before we go any further, I don't know we'll get hit for copyright, but should we show the trailer?
Yeah.
Let's show the trailer. We're going to have a little watch of it again to refresh our memory. We'll show it to you so you get to see it, and then we'll have a little chat after.
I've waited 30 years for this. I still remember my last orders. The day the real war began.
The rebellion cannot be allowed to persist.
We weren't expecting special forces.
That's the point, Sergeant.
Impossible.
Commander, what do we do now?
We avenge our Emperor.
Resistance. Rebellion. You will burn these ideas away.
Hope cannot save them!
So there we go. That is the trailer for Battlefront 2. The first trailer that's been shown. Like I said, there was a leaked trailer which came out about a week ago, but this is, I think it was about 30, 40 seconds long.
Is that
this
the
is
same
a
as
full
this?
2 minutes. It's a shorter version of that. It was only about 30, 40 seconds long. This is a full, nearly 2.5 minutes long.
Is there anything about the release date on this? Is it November?
It is. Will be released on November the 17th on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I've just noticed something on the back of the Stormtroopers. What's that cylinder at the back of the waist?
Cylinder, that is actually a thermal detonator grenade. Or if it's anything like with the original Stormtroopers, anyway.
So, is that the same as a thermal imploder?
No, the thermal imploders are much bigger, are they?
Well, I'd like the Imploder.
Anyway, so that was the trailer for Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
So let's take it through. First, we'll start off with your thoughts.
My thoughts.
Your thoughts on the. So we got a bit of a feel for the single player.
Well, graphically, it looks really good in most parts.
I think they've just carried it on from what the first one was, wasn't it? Because that was a visually
Yeah,
good looking game.
the part on Endor. It was Endor, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, looked. I don't know. It just looked exactly the same as the first game, but then I suppose Endor is Endor. You can't really do much.
In all honesty, it wouldn't surprise me if they've just duplicated a lot of the environments
you
and
mean-
obviously changed the maps up, but just used the same assets.
Remade all the assets. I mean, you reused all the
Reused
assets.
that, yeah.
It's not remade.
So you'll be playing as a character called Eden Versio, I believe, or Verso. If I'm saying that correctly, a female lead, which is again I think that's quite cool that we're getting a female character, and
She's a baddie.
She's a baddie. She works for
Can
the
you put that little
Imperials.
meme up at the top? Just flash David Mitchell up with the skull.
You mean the Mitchell and Webb sketch with?
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? But we've got skulls on our uniform.
Watch it.
So yes, you should watch it. Definitely watch Simon and Webb. What would you need to put? Simon and
It's
Webb?
that Mitchell and Webb look.
Mitchell and Webb.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? Definitely look at that. It's great sketch. I'm glad you showed me that. It was hilarious.
Funny.
So yeah, so you're playing as a female character who is a Imperial Special Forces commando.
She's also a grandma at this point.
Yeah, because it spans from literally from the trailer. It's shown that it starts from the end of Return of the Jedi when you see the Death Star get blown up, to actually it leads to the new films of just before Force Awakens. So apparently it's actually going to fill a little bit of the gap of what happens within that 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's going to span across that time. So yeah, so she's going to start off being a little bit younger, and then 30 years later she's probably going to be in her 50s, 60s.
Yeah, probably. So she might have like arthritis or something.
And it's going to almost comes across. It's going to be a revenge mission to. I'm just going to carry on. I'm ignoring him. Going to be a revenge mission for the rebels after they killed the Emperor.
Yeah.
Obviously, because even one says to her in the trailer, like, "What do we do now?" Because they've had all their leadership from Emperor, Darth Vader. A lot of probably admirals were probably up there on the Star Destroyers and Death Star. All of them have gone.
I wonder who's taking control.
Well, that's what I mean. I think in the book called Aftermath of Star Wars is set after, and it creates a massive vacuum of control for the Empire.
What I mean is obviously she won't be in control. So there's loads of like ships left with all individual captains. Now they've got to sort out a new hierarchy.
I think it's gonna create a really interesting dynamic and story.
Unless they decide to make a second republic out of those captains.
Empire.
Empire,
yeah.
Empire Republic, whatever.
Well, that is
Maybe
almost
it's a second Clone Wars. I'm just
could
kidding.
be.
I don't know if they do that.
They don't think they get clones. No, they don't go for clones by the time they get to the Force Awakens with the
Yeah.
New Order.
I know, but I mean they should do because the Clone Wars was a good era.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, like for the
But
clones. and-
it's gonna
Droids.
span the 30 years, and you are playing as, in theory, a baddie who's going to be picking up the pieces of what's happened. It's quite a long space of time to be playing, and I'm a bit worried that they're going to just rush through aspects of the time frame, like, oh, now this, now this, and this.
What I don't get is how they managed to get so many troopers. Like, do you think they've lured them in saying we're going to be the new?
Well, if you think about
Police
it,
force.
the one thing that actually Star Wars Rogue One really emphasised on was how big the Empire actually is. Don't forget, they cover the whole galaxy. They're in control of the whole galaxy. They've got troopers on nearly every single occupied planet. They've got troopers on in garrisons. Now, with the Death Star destroyed, that's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people being killed. But there's still a lot around the galaxy.
If you think about it, if they didn't have sort of like Sith in charge, it'd be like a galactic police force. They'd actually be a good force rather than evil.
Well, this is the thing as well to take into account. We look at it as obviously fans, and obviously how it's telling it is that the rebels are good, and the Empire are bad. But if you look at it, the rebels are actually terrorists, and the Imperials they haven't been indoctrinated. That's all they know. They think they've signed up to help create hold peace and stop bad things from happening.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, the Empire at one point could be really bad, but then in the future they could be really good. They could be like I said, a galactic police force.
She might not consider herself as being a bad person. She's fighting for what she believes in, which is order and justice. Whereas she's got these people who are doing guerrilla warfare, destroying up and managed to kill their leader, and they're like their shining beacon who's been killed. They're like, oh God, like what do we do now?
To be fair, he was a bit of a dick.
Yeah, it probably was. But the thing is, don't forget, a lot of these lower troopers probably never even saw him.
Now, I wonder where that leaves Ren.
Ray.
Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren, yeah.
I don't think we're going to see... We might see maybe his character pop up by the end of it.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to fill that 30 years, but I don't think we're going to see much of the new film. I think it's going to literally... This story is going to be purely focused upon that era in between. I think it won't go too close to the Force Awakens film. I don't think it'll get too close because I don't think they'll want to tread on any toes of what the film is going to probably pan out.
Yeah.
So they'll probably just keep that a little bit vague. The one thing that they have done, which I found out about, is that they've actually created a whole new planet, a whole new background story, character, and
Oh, good.
this planet of what's happened. It's apparently an Imperial occupied planet, entirely Imperial. So that's going to be part of the story is going to be set there, which they've created purely for the game. And apparently they've had people from Disney who are Star Wars encyclopedias come over and help them create this world. So it actually becomes canon now, which is cool.
Pretty good, yeah.
You will also be playing as Luke Skywalker at some point during the main story. We're not entirely sure how that pans into the story or what happens there, but apparently they've said that, including other characters.
No, it's gone.
The droid on the back, that looked pretty cool. That came disconnected from
Oh,
her armor.
yeah.
Apparently it's going to be like a little bit of a companion in your missions, and that'll be assisting you somehow.
Oh, no.
Not entirely sure, but that's apparently what they've been saying about it. It will be an
not.
assist during some of the scenes.
All I can think of is Dinklebot.
Dinkle. It's no longer Dinklebot, it's Nolan Northbot.
I don't like him either. I mean, I like him, but I don't like his voice in the bot. He's better as, like... Did he play Drake? Was he Nathan Drake?
Yeah, Nathan Drake.
Yeah, he's really, really, really good as Nathan Drake, but I don't like him as a bot for some reason.
Crush it. But I don't know. I think if they play it out all right, I think it could be interesting. Star Wars always seems to get droids right. Yeah, R2, C-3PO, the one from Rogue One, which was hilarious, that tall one.
Oh, that little angry one from Rebels.
The angry one from Rebels. No, it's gone. He's funny. I think they get droids right in Star Wars, and I'm kind of hoping they'll carry this forth into this game.
I wish they'd bring back the droids from the droidicas and stuff.
Oh, the droid from the Trade Federation.
Yeah, I think they're really good.
They have popped up in other games, which unfortunately no longer canon, but they do sort of like, they kind of play on the idea that scavengers have got hold of them and reprogrammed them and stuff like that, which is quite cool. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the single player. It's going to be very single player heavy on this one finally, with what everybody's been campaigning for from the first game. But we've got multiplayer as well. Didn't go into a huge amount of detail on multiplayer, but what we do know is it will span across the prequels, the original films, and the new films.
Will you be getting it?
Yes, I will be getting it. But obviously, it showed footage of Darth Maul. Yoda's hand grabbing his lightsaber. Didn't actually see him though, but you saw his hand grabbing his lightsaber. You saw Ray, and Kylo Ren. We also saw Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Who else did we see?
I don't know.
Can't remember any others.
Yeah, I probably will get it, but it won't be at launch.
No.
No.
Apparently, there will be no season pass for Battlefront.
Well, EA are really greedy. How are they going to work that out?
I'm not entirely sure. I just saw it on an article before I came on the show.
Maybe they're going to sell the base game at like 90 quid.
There is bonus digital content if you pre-order it. I haven't got them here presently, I'm afraid. No, I haven't got them here. But there is digital. We'll talk about that in the next show. Some of the content. But yeah, so if you pre-order it, there is certain aspects you will be able to gain access to. But yeah, so you're a bit sort of wary after being burnt from the first one.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that with Destiny 2 as well.
I'm a bit like that with Destiny, I have to admit.
Yeah.
But then again, it seems like with a lot of video games now, if you buy them from day one, you're not actually getting the full content and full quality.
It's like Mass Effect. They've just released a patch to fix quite a few things. And
with the
admittedly,
facial animations.
It has, yeah.
But yeah, so what do you think to Battlefront 2? What do you think to the trailer? Are you going to hold off, like Tom is, on pre-ordering or purchasing it at launch?
Sorry, but one thing. We haven't actually seen very much of it.
No, that's true.
They might reveal a host of new features or new game modes or co-op modes or multiplayer modes or AIs in multiplayer modes. Like, if you've ever played Halo 5, they've got a game called Warzone, which is basically... I think it's 24 players, so it's 12 versus 12. But there's like Covenant AIs that get dropped in, and you have to defeat them at the same time, and that's really good.
I mean, almost taking it back to how it was in the original game.
Yeah, kind of. I know they probably won't go down that route, but it makes it a lot more interesting, a lot busier as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting some of the features, what they're going to introduce with Battlefront 2. But what do you think? What do you think? Let us know down in the comments below. Are you happy about playing Imperial? I am. I'm excited.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? We got schools.
Yes.
Yeah, so let us know down in the comments below or give us a tweet. Yeah.